Let's bring you up to speed. We just finished a 10-hour bullet train ride to the center of China to the city of Xi'an, China's oldest city, first capital, home to 13 dynasties, 73 emperors, and over 1,100 years of history. In the last video, we took you through a tour of the world-famous Terracotta Warriors, and there's a link above if you want to check it out. But if that's all you see in Xi'an, you are definitely missing out. So in today's video, we're going to link up with my friend and tour guide Oscar, and he's going to take us around and show us what makes Xi'an so special. Its amazing foods, wonderful tourist attractions, and warm and inviting culture. Let's get started. So the deal with Xi'an is it feels tremendously different than the other major cities of China that I've been in, like Beijing, Shanghai, and Guangzhou. And although Beijing and Guangzhou have long histories and traditions of their own, Shanghai is a relatively new city. It's only been around for, 100 years? A little bit more? Before that, it was basically a fishing village. And Xi'an is kind of the opposite story. It has a history of about 3,000 years. And in fact, thinking back to like Marco Polo, this was the beginning or the end of the Silk Road, depending on how you want to view it. So Marco Polo, traveling all the way through Europe, the Middle East, made its way to Xi'an, where it terminated because it was kind of the center of the culture. And make your way back to Italy on the other way. And also, how do you say? Foreigners are relatively more rare here than in other big cities. In Shanghai, there's something called the Yu Garden, Yuyuan, and that's basically one of the major places in Shanghai that you can get like a traditional feeling in the architecture, and it's an old garden that's been around for a long time. But in Xi'an, basically the entire city is decorated. There's an ancient city wall that's like 14 kilometers around in a square that actually houses the ancient city, but also the majority of today's festivities and people as well. And this is why Xi'an is China's #2 travel destination. Now we're meeting Oscar, the guy from the train place yesterday. He's going to take us out and take us to local specialties. Okay, right now we're going to check out the wall here. And it's really the small things like this, murals on the subway wall, that make you feel Xi'an really appreciates its culture and heritage. I just saw my buddy. See if we can catch up to him. I see him in the green coat.
Oh, hey, right.
How are you?
How are you?
Saw you, my friend. All right, we made it. So the plan at this point was pretty simple. We were going to go to the Nanjing Wall on the south part, and right outside of that was a very famous breakfast spot that he said I absolutely had to try when I was in Xi'an. So we just made it to the city wall. Giant dragon. Okay, this proves my point again. Everywhere you go is amazing culture tourist place. Today would actually be a good day to bike. Dude, I think we can bike it, man. So one of the joys of China, if you don't want to ride the subway everywhere, is you can get these bikes. You can rent them with your phone, and they're very cheap. You got to scan the barcode now. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I cannot do it. And we both just found out that you can't rent any bike. You have to first have the app related to the bike's company. For instance, the yellow one was Meituan, and I don't use that. I use the blue one called Alipay. Alipay 可以. Okay, so we got a blue bike here. We can use a different app. One that works for me here, Alipay. Okay. Beep. Wow, we got it. Oh, this is too cool. And once we got going, I could immediately see how different Xi'an was from Shanghai. I mean, we're riding along an ancient wall and moat, and it's actually the largest and most intact wall in all of China. While Shanghainese are lovers of their cuisine, I have not heard anyone outside of Shanghai comment on how delicious or sought after it is. However, absolutely everyone that I told I was going to Xi'an commented, "Oh my goodness, eat lots of food, eat all their food." Apparently Xi'an prides itself on its many dishes, and generally the cuisine is considered oily, crunchy, salty, and spicy, and that's right up my alley. Now we're gonna lock the bike. We pressed it.
Right, it's locked.
No one can steal it now.
Right.
Okay, so I'm paying my 1.5 yuan. And now we had about a 5-minute walk till we arrived. And we're kind of on the outside of the old city wall, so you can see it's not really done up.
大多数都是本地人，很少有外国人。
So actually at this point, I still didn't know what we were going to have for breakfast. They have some typical things like youtiao, deep fried bread, and some other breakfast options, but Oscar had to keep me in suspense until the dish arrived. So what do you call this?
油泼面.
油泼面. Oh, they cook it like that on it?
No, just use hot oil.
So you have the noodles cooked, nice noodles, fluffy noodles, and then they put spices on it, and then oil. Just This is just crazy. Well, we gotta dig in and get down on this. And just super fat. You can see the ribbons, steam coming off. And Oscar was saying this is just super normal, everyday lunch for people that live here. Nothing crazy. Oh, it's amazing. And you can put vinegar on it, get down as well.
Okay.
Xiaopan, we gotta mix it up. We added our vinegar to it, and we gotta mix it up. And now it should have a different flavor. Definitely a different flavor here. I think it's excellent.
Right.
It tastes excellent, especially with the vinegar.
Right.
I would say flavors is very little spice, a little bit of
Right.
just notice the spice, but not overpowering, very simple, but also very salty.
Right.
Salt, good salt, that's Xi'an.
So, I know.
I love it.
Yes.
And then the vinegar makes it kind of eliminates the oil. The vinegar kind of fights the oil, and so it's not too fatty flavor. It's a good balance, man. You guys see that? Can you see that delicious goodness? Yeah, buddy. Both, I hope. And this is another rou beef.
Right.
It almost looks like different meat.
Just beef.
Just beef. You guys see that? Another one of the Xi'an, a little spicy. Rou beef. Xi'an food is better than Shanghainese food, just for the record.
Right.
Better flavors, better textures. So super salty and flavorful. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you want that, man. You want that. Got the oil, rou beef. We're in heaven, man. For 2 complete noodle dishes here. You got 1, you got 2, and I had the rou beef. So 41 is roughly 42 is $6.
$6, right.
Yeah, so it's pretty good for home cooked, hand pulled, quality food, local ingredients, absolutely filling. Okay, we got to finish this. We don't want to waste. So we'll talk to you guys soon. So after the meal, Oscar recommended we take a short walk to a nearby mall where we could get some tea that would, in theory, offset a lot of the oil that we took in. Wow. So you can't make this up. We were hanging out in a mall. We saw some foreigners. We talked to them. It turned out to be a crazy Russian high-level VP for Hitachi, as well as a family from South Africa that moved here to teach and live with 2 girls. And we all hung out, and we're still hanging out with the Russian guy. Sergey, say hi. Hi, this is Sergey.
Ni hao.
Ni hao. This is our buddy from Hitachi that took us out. Very nice to us, very friendly. He's picking out some vodka very excitedly.
No good.
Sergey's getting us the good one. Vodka.
Free. 1, 2, 3. Sure.
We're being a bad influence on this young man who's 17, shouldn't be drinking, breaking the law in China. What do you think, man? Crazy day. Crazy day. You can't make this up. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna have some drinks, so hang tight. And it's really hard to explain, but experiencing something like this is just so unique and one of the absolute highlights of traveling. Meeting foreigners halfway across the world in an entirely different nation, sharing drinks and just enjoying some time together. Oscar had to run home for a little bit, so we took a brief hiatus and met up at the bell tower a bit later. And this is a really incredible thing we don't have in the United States. No insertion of ticket. Wow, that's a trip. Just looked at my face, confirmed it, and let me out. That's amazing and insane. So that was just the first part of the day. After Oscar and my little hiatus, we were going to regroup at a place called the Bell Tower, a very famous and historic location in the middle of Xi'an, and also a great place to get some awesome edibles, which of course we had to do next. What's up, buddy? How are you, my friend? Oh, good to see you.
Good to see you.
You got me. You got me.
There's a bell tower.
That thing's amazing.
I think it's a bit lighter at night, so we can have a dinner.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, that works for me. All right, we're off.
This up is the
Oh, got you. So me and my homeboy were just discussing, we see a lot of period costumes here, a lot of young ladies wearing very ancient Chinese costumes. However, in Shanghai, you see a lot of other cosplay, Japanese anime. Not as much patriotism as here in Xi'an because of the cultural heritage. Japan was bad to Shanghai and bad to China, you know, during the World Wars. So, interesting tidbit. We have a more patriotic city here.
一只3块，2个5块是吧？
是吧？他卖4块。
你来 Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Nada.
要
Nada. Do we want spicy? Yeah, we want spicy.
嗨，好。
哦，中文很棒啊！哪里？谢谢你，老板。Thank you very much. So, what do you call this?
香肠 sausage, but
Oh.
not meat sausage. This
Starch.
starch
What?
sausage,
No way.
starch sausage, but
What?
it's good.
Oh, it's amazing. Like meat. 这是我第一次看到。Okay, we're gonna try it. It's a starch sausage, so no meat, meatless sausage. That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
so I like it.
Oh my God. It's like a, I guess I would say it's something like polenta. Tastes like polenta. Crispy on the outside, warm and savory on the inside. Very soft, kind of granular, and spicy, salty. That's delicious. Awesome. And how much were these? 3块吗？
对，3块，
两个。
两个$1。
Dude, much cheaper than Shanghai. I met him on the 10-hour train from Shanghai to Xi'an, and his mom fed me delicious food the whole ride as well. So we're gonna get into some trouble here. Make him drink many beers. This looks like a real food place. So our main culinary endeavor for the evening was to find a Xi'an specialty called paomo. But first, Oscar was going to take me to a little known to tourists, but well known locally, small street full of all kinds of tasty Xi'an snacks. Oh my goodness, I would have never have found this place.
钟楼小区，
钟楼
Bell
小区
Tower Community.
Bell Tower Community. So this is an alley within an alley, a small road off of a small road. Oscar's the man.
This is my first time in there, but I see a lot of food, special food in TikTok.
So homeboy saw this on the TikTok.
Oh, 牛肉饼
烧烤
you want taste?
牛肉饼, yes.
You want taste it?
Yes, yes. So local meat pies here, 6 kwai for a medium one, 10 kwai for a large one. You can watch these guys making them. Oh, dude, that's amazing. Look at this guy go. Oh, but it's heavy too.
Normally some people eat there for breakfast.
So you can see this guy here. It's about a handful. This is a small one, 83 cents. Kind of smells like green onions. It smells fresh and delicious. We're gonna give this niorobing a bite here. It's very hot. Oh my God, so much better than I expected. It tastes like vegetables. Lots of vegetables in here too. Like a beef pot pie, except extremely crispy and flaky on the outside, not overly salty, well seasoned.
Hot, not cold. Right.
This is just absolutely amazing, yes. Amazing for 83 cents, guys. You can't get food like this in America for 83 cents. That's just impossible. Please.
Okay, first day. So let me try. Pomo, okay?
Pomo.
Okay.
可以. I think I'll be very full after pomo.
Okay.
So after that, we headed to go eat one of Xi'an's most famous foods. Wow. We're gonna go in and take a look and see what this bad boy has. Well, that wraps it up for part 1. Be sure to join us for part 2 as we continue to explore Xi'an, enjoying its delicacies, finding hidey hole viewpoints, and soaking in the tremendous atmosphere of No Night City. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to hit like and subscribe, and drop me a comment below regarding your views on Xi'an, China, or travel in general. And I'll see you guys in the next video.